me. Feed me more. Feed me more. The Ryback Show starts now.
Welcome to the Ryback Show Tuesday Live. I am the big guy Ryback. Great to see everybody streaming on TikTok. No Instagram today. We're charging the tablet. It was hit or miss. Didn't know if I was going to have enough juice in it. And I'm just going to let it keep charging. And so we're on TikTok, the big guy Ryback 22 live, and then Ryback TV, YouTube, Ryback Rules on Twitch, and Twitter and Periscope at Ryback. And thank you guys very much for joining me. As always, this podcast is brought to you by Feed Me More Nutrition, premium supplements for men and women, sweetened with stevia and monk fruit, no artificial sweeteners or colors, vegan friendly, and you can save 20%, guys, listening to this show, watching this show. Discount code Ryback Show 20, Ryback Show 20 to save. We've got a lot of cool things on there. We've got the Feed Me More Nutrition. We've got socks. We've got socks, guys. Feed Me More Nutrition. I have like 100 of these in my drawer. I'm never going to ever run out of socks. These Feed Me More Nutrition Hungry logo socks. We've got wrist straps, guys, with the Feed Me More Nutrition Hungry logo with the padding to help you for your pulls on deadlifts or anything you need straps. We've got the Feed Me More Nutrition Hungry shaker bottles. Hungry shaker bottles. I'm giving away these free, guys, all month of August with your orders. Just selected as your free gift. You get a free premium Feed Me More Nutrition Hungry shaker bottle. I've got mine in. We've got gym bags. We've got lifting gloves, guys. We've got half-gallon jugs. We've got a spin and win wheel. You can save 25, 30, 35%. And you can sign up for my text messages and emails. You get exclusive discounts once a week on that with a message of positivity from yours truly, written by me. And also on that, you get 25% off for signing up for the text and email. So a lot of ways to save on the premium supplements, guys. And check that stuff out for men and women. What's going on? Good to see everybody in here on the chat today. Jake, good to see you, my man. Always appreciated. I hope you're doing well and your week is off to a good start. Todd, Clark Chargers in the house. Good old Clark. Clark is the only, that area was worse than the area. The Clark area for Clark High School in Vegas was like, we always considered that like Western High School, that area is much worse. When I grew up, that area wasn't bad that I grew up in. It was actually a nice little area. The homes were, I think, built in the 50s. In all the area that I lived, but they were all kept up for the most part. And there here and there might have been a house that was a little, but it wasn't horrible. I look back now, the neighborhood, it's actually making a comeback, kind of oddly. It got really bad for a while, and then not bad in the sense it's just I don't know what you call it. It's just an older neighborhood, right? That area with all around there. That was in the middle of the city. But Clark was always a worse area. I felt like. At least that's what I feel like the vibe was. Clark, Rancho was another ghetto school. And I this is coming from Western. We were a ghetto school. So, which I actually was a starting running back in a predominantly black high school. Which tells you the big guy could move. Don't you forget? Don't sleep on the big guy. We were badass in football. We went undefeated my freshman year. Going back, this is my Al Bundy high school days, by the way. We're just starting the show off down memory lane. I did score 4 touchdowns my sophomore year against Bishop Gorman as a halfback. Halfback, not the fullback. I was a fullback at one point also, and played both ways, starting middle linebacker. Then my senior year, I went to D end and tight end. Big guy put on a little bit of weight. Still was lean. But after my senior year, my summer after my senior year, I got up to 245. I was eating a lot of Del Taco. I remember that because I remember my body fat went up a little bit, and a couple of the guys on the baseball team, they go, "You get a little fat?" And I go, "No, I'm bulking." And they one of them, like I had a little bit of the side fat, not a lot, a little bit of the Ric Flair thing going on. And they go, what's that? And I go, it's just the pants are tight. My belt's tight, asshole. And then I started cutting after that because it got to me a little bit. I was like, yeah, maybe those macho nachos and that large Mr. Pibb and those green burritos that I'm eating after every game. Maybe I could not do with that. What are the rumors? Is it true the rumors you're returning to WWE? Guys, I don't know what's going on with the rumors. Chances are that the rumors are coming from stuff that I put out. I'm making my debut as an announcer at SummerSlam. If you guys on TikTok get my announcer video going, we're approaching 70,000. I need to get it into six figures on TikTok, and we need to get it into the millions. And I don't know if it's too late for that, because usually when a video falls into the algorithm, it takes off. But I know I was in like the top 7 or 8 for the announcer video, but a lot of the other videos were put out before, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe not. Maybe there's a couple that weren't, but just for whatever reason, that video didn't take off as much as I thought it would. Even though it took off, but just not. I've got one of them just hit 4 million from last week. It's crazy. No rhyme or reason. Then there'll be others that stop at 30,000. So it's, but I'm grateful. At least TikTok stuff takes off. That's all that matters. Good to see all of you. What do we got going on? We're here, guys. The big guy's here for you. Health, fitness, nutrition, supplementation, mindset, that hungry mindset, pro wrestling. Yeah, I haven't done a lot of the interviews. I haven't done interviews in quite a long time. I kind of was just over it. I enjoy doing this a lot more, and it gives me a lot more freedom with my priority being on my business and my health. Scheduling interviews is really, I just got really, really over it really quickly. And then sometimes people cancel, and I just can't, it was easier recording once a week at that end, but I enjoy doing this so much. I like recording all the time. Greatly appreciated. Australia, what's going on? My international, my Aussie friends. I've been doing very good, thank you. Let me block that guy for you guys, get him out of the chat. What do we got? I'm trying to see. We got some good questions, guys. Let's see if we got any good questions coming in today. What brand headphones am I using? I think these are the MPOW. I have a bunch of these things all around the house. I've got 3 in the recording studio hooked up. I've got 2 pairs downstairs, and I believe I have 2 pairs upstairs. Yes. I love these things. And I went to them. I used to use the Beats by Dre, and those are great headphones, mind you. I did not think they were worth the money for how quickly I can go through them. And the Beats, I'll sweat, especially like my gym ones, where these ones don't wear out on me that quickly. The only issue that will come with these is the top part will the padding, the layer covering the padding will eventually rip off. And I got a pair over there where it actually happened. And but they're like $40, and they might have even raised the price because I feel like more people figured that out, that these ones for the same cost are very, very similar to the Beats by Dre. So that's what I went with. And I got a bunch of them. I got them all over the house. So, and like the Beats, I broke quite a few pairs of those where the top part actually snapped traveling with them. And I just go, man, I'm not going to keep paying for this. Like that And I was just like, it was, and I didn't keep them in the case either, so it's my fault ultimately. But yeah, I like these, the sound and everything. I'm very happy with on these, and I think the majority of people. I'm not a musician or anything where I really notice like little details. If I can hear the music, I'm happy. I'm not like, oh man, the quality of these. It's like the quality is good. So I'm sure if it was bad, if it was, I would not keep getting them. So, but I don't know for people that like are very, you know what I mean? People that listen with a little more, maybe a little bit better, more of a better of an ear for certain things. Who's my favorite vegan doctor? I don't know. I watch, so I don't like watch. I'm so busy doing my own thing. I don't get too caught up. I just like, I got the formula that works for me and I pick up little bits and pieces. I got all the content that we're always getting and always trying to kind of learn different things. And, you know, I don't like watch a lot of videos. I don't have time for that on a lot of that stuff. So, but the Dr. Berg has some decent stuff, even though I'm not a fan of the keto, but just in general, he's a smart guy on a lot of health things. I feel like, but, and that's not saying you're going to agree with everything, but I see like there's some certain content that's very beneficial from him. And I've had him on the show, but I'm not a fan of the keto. I think it sucks. And I don't think especially with animals, maybe vegan keto would be better. I don't know. Animal keto, horrible. Iris, good to see you. Gramajo, thank you for the super chat. Super chat. Hello, Ryback. You were my idol since my childhood. Can you send me a greeting with the name Adrian Lopez Gamer? Greetings, Adrian Lopez Gamer. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Thank you very much. Hope you don't want me like to write you a letter. I'm not doing that, Adrian. Yeah, this is a good question. Not that. That's stupid. We're not, buddy. Stop asking that question. It has nothing to do with anything. No. Um, hey, Ryback, have you ever considered setting up a Feed Me More Nutrition booth at the Fit Expo? Yeah. So I don't like that environment. I don't like anything what those stand for, and I don't I don't like being around a bunch of steroid abusing people that are the unhealthiest people on the planet. I don't even want to be around it. And I would rather, in a lot of those things, you have to spend a lot of money to get a booth at those. And yes, you could sell supplements there, but I would rather invest the money in online marketing than go because I don't put myself around things I don't like. And I don't think I say that. Now that's not to say at some point that you don't go to another expo. I just think that there's better ways. I could do a YouTube video and I feel like reach more people than going to one of those because in what those attract, and I believe it's a numbers game. Now, if there's a natural expo, there are like things with more that are more healthier that aren't the fit expos, the bodybuilding expos. Those are different because you got a whole uh, group of individuals that are coming to those that are health conscious, health minded individuals. Whereas at those fit expos, the majority of people are using steroids, pro hormones, the SARMs, the peptides, all this shit. They're on in massive amounts, and I see like, and I've everyone I've ever met, they're not healthy, so they're not already. They don't even care. And you might out of every 10 people or every 30 people, you might have one that even knows what stevia is, and the rest of them just don't care. They're very superficial. They think, and they don't even care if the supplements are better. They just don't care. They're all drug people. So I just stay away from it. Like I don't. I honestly don't have a lot of good things to say. So that's why I don't put myself around it. And that's not the thing. For the people that do enjoy it, I went to one expo when I was younger, and I go, I'm never going to come to one of these ever again. I just thought it was the craziest, stupidest thing with all the drug people walking. I just go, these people, man, they suck. They really do. They're not. I'm not. That's not my crowd. It's like I know a woman too in Vegas. She's supposedly this super religious Christian woman. She does a bunch of steroids and goes and so unhealthy, but preaches this life of health and religion. And I'm just like, can you be any faker? Like, I just don't have time for that. So I just do your thing. But man, you got to be conscious. There's so many people like that out there that it just can't, like, just be real. You know, does Jesus approve of all your drugs that you're injecting into yourself to look good for 1 month when you can't, and you look horrible the rest of the year because your hormones are so out of whack and you don't know how to train without drugs? No, and that's the majority of them. That's the hard, cold truth on the situation. The best way is not to take all the abuse, steroids, and HGH abusers. There's no way for those people, if they do that, that's what they get, what comes along with it. India, what is going on? People that, not to be too harsh, but people who throw the Bible in your face, they tend to be hypocrites. More often than not, some of the shittiest social media comments I get are from people with Bible quotes and things of that nature in their header on Twitter or wherever their Instagram profile. So you don't gotta tell me that. Let them be there, you know. Question: when will Skip Sheffield return? Oh man, I don't know. That would be pretty funny. Skip Sheffield returns as number 1 in the Royal Rumble for a quick exit, and then number 30 is Ryback and wins the whole thing. That would be. Book it. Nah. What is today's PC culture? I don't. What is, as far as what? How should wrestling adhere to? I mean, I need a little more context to that. Sammy, good question. Let's pull this up. If you guys want your questions pulled up on the screen, super chats will get you pulled up. I'm losing 3 pounds a week, but mostly muscle mass, not fat. I'm training twice a day and eating only 2 meals high in protein, low in carbs. How can I lose more fat and maintain muscle? Maintain muscles? You're going to have to adjust. And I don't know. It's hard to tell. How do you know you're losing muscle mass and not fat? I don't know. It's really, that's a tough thing to, you know. You may have to just continue. You know, you can increase your calories a bit. I don't know what your strength training is like. Obviously, if you're not happy with the way that you're looking, you need to make some adjustments. You know, training twice a day. I've often, you know, it's cool if you do it, but if sometimes I see people that just, I mean, you can get everything done in one hard session if you do it right, and give your body a chance to rest. I see some people, unless you're like on a time thing where they're like, hey, you need to be ready to go for something in 3 weeks. Then you're on a very tight schedule where you need to maximize results over a short period of time. But like just doing 2-a-days just to do them for a long period of time isn't sustainable either. So maybe cutting it down to one training session and getting everything done in one session and making sure you're getting adequate recovery time. And you know, also, if you're eating 2 meals a day, you need to know what your basal metabolic rate is, with a calorie calculator based off your activity level. And then you got to kind of see what it says. You could also not be consuming enough calories. You know, there's a lot. It's not always easy. At the end of the day, if you're training and your weight training and your strength, you want to always try to keep your strength. And that's a good gauge on if you're keeping your muscle mass as well, is if your strength is staying within reason, while cutting on that. And then you just need, or you just got to like essentially be like, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get down. Do you have a goal? I'm going to get down to 175 pounds, whatever it is. And then from there, you're going to then put the focus on trying to put on clean quality muscle, right? So it's always when you're cutting too, you're going to lose a little bit of muscle in that. And especially too, with you're not using drugs or things, and you're not like really honed in on your body yet. Like you don't know exactly if you like, you're maybe eating way too few of calories. You're not eating nearly enough calories. That could be very possible because you haven't. And that's where kind of experience comes in of trial and error and learning, and you get better the longer you do it, and the more you learn and adjust. You get better for you, and it's not the exact same for everybody. That's why I kind of give you what you got to kind of do and learn from it and make adjustments on your end because there's a lot that goes into it. It's not like just one thing. Would you ever consider tagging with the Big Show? I have tagged with the Big Show. My biggest fan is here. Thank you, Giovanni. I had a great day. Today was no weights. Today was just cardio and conditioning. I did actually 15 rounds of on the Stairmaster level, and I did 15 rounds. It was 12 rounds I did straight on max level 25 with no hands, and then 60 seconds rest on level 8 with hands, tying my record of 12 rounds on that. But then I did an hour on the elliptical, then went back and did 3 more rounds on the Stairmaster. So and then I also did a round of a minute and 15 seconds on there as well. So on level 25 straight, you want to blow yourself up. I was already done. I was fried and I got that. And I was pretty proud of myself for that. So every week I'm going to try to see how long I could stay on at the end after I've recovered. And for one long round, I want to ultimately try to get to a 3-minute round on max 25. Your legs are, you'll know if you got to be very coordinated on that too. Because your feet, as your legs are getting tired and you got to keep up with the pace, you could eat shit. You don't want to eat shit on the Stairmaster, especially if there's hot chicks next to you. You're done. You can't recover from that. Unless you fake an injury on the way down and then they come help you. Then it could be love at first sight. What do I think of the rising popularity of arm wrestling? I don't know. I honestly didn't know it was raising in popularity. I mean, it's always been around. I've never really been really drawn to any of those things. I think anything like I don't know. I just think, and I was always actually good at it for the most part, but there's a lot of skill and technique. I mean, it's a lot that goes into that. Some of the best ones are guys that aren't overly jacked up either. And then you got a lot of you see some of the big like power lifter guys will go into it and they do pretty good if they can learn the skill and technique. But like anything, when you're dealing with that, you're dealing with guys doing drugs, and just like at the end of the day, I don't know. I've just never been overly appealed. I mean, there's stuff for everyone now, though. If it's your thing, it's your thing. There's, you got the slap contest, and I think all that stuff is not wise because there's much better ways to make money, and the thing is you only get one brain. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. I've always been aware of this, even when I was younger. Even with football, I remember in football playing in high school, I just remember thinking like, this isn't going to be good for my brain. I've always been more of an intellectual, as physical as I am, where I look at things like I feel like from the mental side. And you wouldn't probably assume that. I'm surely a lot of people don't looking at me, but it's, you only got one brain, and doing things that rocket like that. I don't think people really, really understand that. Like when you start getting older and you're going to it's not good. But if you take care of yourself, you can have a high quality of life all the way to the end. Like you really can, if you really take good care of yourself and make consciously good decisions more often than not. And oftentimes people think they're like, oh, they're not, they think you're just thinking in the moment and you don't realize that those time goes by pretty quick. And then eventually once it hits, there's no reversing the damage on that stuff outside of, even though with the stem cells and they could do the inject in the spinal cord for the CTE and stuff. But even that you don't get full recovery. I haven't seen anybody, even though like that Matt Hughes has recovered a bit, but he's nowhere near, like from what I understand, I don't think he's like back to what he was. So, and that's a, that's one case. I don't know. I just look at things from that standpoint. But, and like with arm wrestling and stuff, it's like at the end of the day, I don't know. I really like, I like business stuff a lot. And like, I like pro wrestling. So I was like, why do I don't, I've learned like, those are the two things. And I'm going back to wrestling. I'm not going to get caught up doing other things that aren't going to serve me. I don't have an ego in that regard. And I just feel like you can just do stuff and you don't have to compete either. That's one of the good things about working for yourself and having a business is you don't have to rely on having to go to work for a promoter, which promoters pit people against people for profit. That's all that competition in sports are, guys. And it's promoters, even all the sports teams, the owners, they're all the promoters. And then you got all this stuff. They take people and people do things that maybe they wouldn't even want to do, but they do it for notoriety and for money. And then people watch it and enjoy it. But that's what it is. And once you figure that out, you kind of look at it and just go, I can just go do my own thing and then do whatever I want and be happier. And that's where I realized that when I was with WWE, which is now being happy and having the formula and the success and then having that formula for happiness. I was like, okay, I have it now. Now I can just go do what I like, the good things I like about wrestling and not have to rely on it and all the bullshit and all that other stuff that I didn't like. Yo, Man of Steel, good to see you. Yeah, I have submission holds, guys. I have a lot of submission holds. I didn't use a lot. I've used some on the independents, but I'm sure incorporate more when I go back. Thank you very much, Emily. It's been a lot of work, and I'm very grateful and for all of the love and support from you guys and supporting Feed Me More Nutrition. And I look forward to continuing to grow it, and then hiding, and you guys will be able to watch me somewhere in a hidden location. I'll do these YouTubes in the show and not tell anybody where I'm at. Have a huge crops of my hot wife, probably girlfriend, and then a bunch of crops and fruit trees and dogs, bunch of Frenchies and Boston Terriers, and then just doing YouTubes while the business and then just enjoying life. I didn't have a favorite guy to work with in the ring. I liked working with majority of people. What's going on? Joel, thank you very much. Your supplements are the best out there. No other brand even comes close. Thank you, buddy. There's not a lot of brands doing what we're doing. That's for sure. And I believe we're going to be the biggest company. It's going to happen. And I think once I'm back and I get my social media worked out, fixed, and kind of can cut the dark cords of WWE off me fully, we're going to be good. Dungeons and Dragons and wife. While the world is going to chaos and craziness and everything going on, I'll be recording from a secret location. Thank you, Stroby. The check was there. So, and I will say the check, I actually had an insider with WWE get me that check mark back, believe it or not. But which that insider acknowledged that there's something definitely wrong with my account and goes, oh, maybe it's people reporting, but he didn't want to acknowledge that it was a WWE thing, even though I had another conversation with somebody that that has connections to Twitter, and I've got a couple people waiting to hear back from with Twitter that that supposedly WWE took ownership of wrestler accounts around the 2012 time period, which is when I debuted as Ryback, and that there could be a connection to them having some sort of, which they're not the owner of the account, but Twitter working with them. They are, WWE is partners with Twitter and Facebook specifically, I was told. Which that would make sense why my Twitter and Instagram were the two accounts, and Facebook, that took the big hits on everything. And so I'm working on that right now. And I really believe, I stay optimistic, it's going to get resolved, but no doubt it is very frustrating. And I've had to just sit there. I bite down, and I'm just like, just get healthy, get back. And a lot of motherfuckers are going to pay when I'm back. A lot of them. There's a lot. There's no doubt. I already know. And I'm just like, yeah, Twitch is another one. Twitch, I don't get seen at all. At all. Don't get seen. Ketchup squirts. Hey, Ryback, love these streams. My friend has a question in regards to your favorite childhood activity aside from beginning to work out. I always enjoyed playing sports in the street. We had to have the Nerf Turbo football. Man, I love those Nerf Turbo footballs with the whistle on it, and they would whistle when you threw it. And I used to be able to launch those things. We played a lot of football in the street. We played a lot of basketball, baseball with the little squishy ball. We would play in my front yard, because I had like a yard that had it looked like a baseball field, my home yard, childhood house. And then we had a fence around it too, a metal fence. So that was that was inside, and we'd have the bases. And then out there, if you hit the ball over the fence, and then across the street was the home run on the sidewalk. And those balls would travel the perfect distance with that stuff. And but we would occasionally hit it into the neighbor's backyard, and they always let us go get it. They had a great neighborhood of people that just realized that we were just athletic kids, and we didn't hurt anything. We didn't break stuff. We just played sports out there. Roller hockey, big roller hockey fan growing up. We had the nets. We had everything. Whatever season it was, we were out there playing, which you don't see it like that these days. Because everyone's online playing, Pokemon or whatever, which is times change. But I was grateful that I got to that athletic childhood, because that stuff stays with you for the rest of your life. Even if you're not as active in certain things, it's ingrained in your core, I believe, from doing it so much as a kid. Yeah, the Z-Man. Let me pull that up on the screen for you. We got another super chat from the Z-Man. Where'd that super chat go? There it is. Do you remember calling yourself the real Vanilla Gorilla? Yeah, I do. That was a Tough Enough promo, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that was the promo to Big Show? And I was like, I am the silverback. I'm the real Vanilla Gorilla. So stupid. I do remember that, though. I knew Big Show was going to come out because I understood how pro wrestling worked. And they told us to go out there and talk shit against the Big Show. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to say anything too personal. And then Nick Mitchell, I didn't know they stacked crap that high. And I just remember thinking, he's going to probably hit him. And sure enough, Nick just got slapped, rocked. And I just go, don't call him a pile of crap. He doesn't like us. This isn't like we're out there working with him. This thing's complete and utter shit chaos. It was fun, though. Nope, I see all the Twitch, guys. I see everything over the side. It's just if you ask better questions, you get chosen. And also, it depends on the activity on how quick they go by. I haven't maxed out on bench, and I haven't even done regular bench press in months. Um, and I will eventually go back to doing it, but everything with my shoulder, that was one of the movements that really, really caused a lot of problems. But eat more grapes. Grapes are great for blood pressure. And then whatever, just any kind of cardio, whatever cardio you enjoy, man, just get active. Go to the gym and try different machines and see what you like. Like that's the kind of stuff that's like, man, you could talk about it all day long. You just got to go do stuff. You're like, my thing is like, I hate procrastination. I don't relate to it. Like, I think New Year's resolutions and goals, I think they're for losers. I really do. I think every day is an opportunity to do stuff. And if you need the beginning of the year to start, like you're man, already on the wrong side of the tracks. But like, you got to go put yourself at like, man, I got to do more cardio, my blood pressure. Like start right now. Stop whatever you're doing. Go to a gym, go into the gym and try different forms of cardio, find what you like, and then start doing it daily, man. And if you and like, shit, I did a huge thing today. I'm not even competing in anything right now, but I know what I'm working towards. An hour on the elliptical, and then 15 rounds on the Stairmaster, and I'll go for a 20, 25-minute walk with my dogs tonight. I'm doing stuff all day long. Like, but you got to get active. Just find what you like. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever you like, start doing it. I promise you, it'll make all the difference. And we're all different on what we like as well. I could tell you all day long to go do this and that, and you might not be able to. You might have to do something else, and that's okay. And it's just whatever you prefer. The Z-Man. Have you ever asked Kane about the mask? I don't know what you mean in regards to that. What would I ask him about the mask? I'm a big fan of grapes. I have them every morning with my blueberries and figs and watermelon and pomegranate seeds. Yeah, definitely. What's up, Nepal? Thank you for coming in. Brandon asks, what kind of dogs do I have? I have a Frenchie, Sophie, and Boston Terrier little guy. And they're amazing. They're little clowns, and I love them more than anything. Yeah, David, an hour on the elliptical, level 25, max, the hardest level. And then I go forward and backwards. And I'll go forward for like 15, 20, 25 minutes, backwards for about the same. And then like towards whatever in time out the end and mix it up the last 10, 15 minutes on that. How much input did I have into the Ryback gimmick? That was everything ever that I ever did was 100% me. I don't know. There was nobody ever told me to go do anything. I'm very creative, and everything that I did was, if it was like, okay, they want you to be more of a bully, say no more. And then I go out and do things. Like, it wasn't like, do this. I just did it. I just did, like, I know how to, like, I think acting is very easy. I think that's, you just literally pretend. The key to acting is just believing you are whatever you're trying to portray. It honestly is very easy, just the concept of it to me. And then in my head, I have an idea of what I think that is. And then I do it. And I believe that I am that in the moment. So I believed I was a corn-fed meathead from College Station, Texas, to Skip Sheffield. And I stayed in that character the entire time I was that character in front of people on a camera. Yeah, figs are amazing, man. Especially, I like the dry or Turkish figs. I got a Turkish brown Turkish fig tree in my backyard. which grew a bunch already the first year I planted it here. I got a pomegranate tree out front. I've got a red. That reminds me, I got to try to get to this fruit that I wanted. I got a red. What's the damn thing called? I got this certain particular apple tree coming. Red custard apple tree coming from Puerto Rico that we're going to plant, and which is supposedly anti-inflammatory, anti-aging, and anti-cancer properties. So I'm continuously stacking up on things that will forever keep me young naturally. And to return to wrestling, everybody is old and fragile and not over, and then I look exactly the same and hit the ground running hot. Shell shock down a pit of spikes. Thank you for playing. Sweet potatoes, don't mind them. I like to occasionally get some sweet potato fries with my meal for whatever the Ryback TV meal is. Stoby, thank you very much, buddy. Have a good one. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, no, Vince isn't typically, I mean, I don't understand. Vince isn't, I don't think you guys understand. And I think too many people kiss his ass because they want paychecks from him. Too many people give him too much credit. Give him credit. He has his business and a platform, but the majority of what you see is the talent coming up with their own stuff. Like Bray with The Fiend, I guarantee that was 100% all Bray because I know Bray. And then they just stopped things, and then you come up with new things. But like it's, yeah. The guy, one guy, you don't have time to come up with stuff. He might have ideas for storylines, but the actual people are coming up with the stuff that they're actually doing. And then you'll have the writers, and then people will write verbiage, and then typically you give your input, and they try to get you people that have an understanding of whatever the character is, and it's hit or miss on knowing on how good they are. I never liked working with the writers. I honestly just I didn't. And they're not bad people at all. They're just doing their jobs. I wish I really had somebody that I was closer with that, but it was all, I just knew the process and I wasn't a fan of it. That's why, and especially towards the end, I'd already stopped caring, and I say caring in the aspect of like trying to fight anything. Vince, some of the promos they wrote were horrendous. And I literally read them. I've memorized them word for word and just recited them word for word. And there was one about like priest raping boys in some movie. I honestly, I don't even watch movies for the most part. So I'm like, what am I talking about? I remember Jericho came up and he goes, and this was a promo this was right before I left actually. And he goes, Jesus Christ, because I think it was the movie, the one on the priest raping boys, whatever movie that was. And it was something. It was the Kalisto thing, and he goes, and this is no joke. He goes, Jesus Christ. He goes, who wrote that promo? And I go, Vince. And I go, I was legit told to read it word for word from Vince at that point, and he already knew what was going on, and it was just like, it's not the talent. It wasn't the delivery or anything. It was the actual verbiage. Like, man, like, what are we talking about here? But Anthony, hello. How long did it take me to build up my traps and biceps like I have now? And how long does shipping take on Feed Me More Nutrition? Depends where you're at. If you're in the States, it's they go out. All orders go out within 24 hours. If you order now, it'll go out tomorrow morning. It goes out with tomorrow's orders. Typically, if you order on the weekend, it goes out on a Monday. And then international orders can tend to take a little bit longer because they got to go through customs. But, I think once everything too now, there's people that get their orders in a day. It depends where you're at in the States. If you're towards the East and West Coast, I think it because the fulfillment's out of Illinois. So it just depends on where you're at in relation to Illinois as well. On that, the further you're away, the longer it takes, I would say, is a good guideline. But all orders go out within 24 hours. And then occasionally we do have like things happen with whatever with like COVID, they'll like where things take a little bit longer. But I haven't been seeing that in the emails as often here. So that there haven't been holdups on the orders like there, because there was during the heat of COVID, there were some delays, and nothing to Feed Me More Nutrition, but from the Postal Service. So, but the shipping times are typically very quick. You get tracking right away with that, so you can get updates to see where the package is too. And how long to build my traps and biceps? I don't know. I mean, I had a peak in my bicep as a kid before I ever touched a weight. But then just through weight training, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I got up to about 245 naturally on my own at a high school. So I was already a big guy in that, you know, and then the years after that, I jumped up. And then the 275, 280 range, I've always my adult life usually been over 280 pounds. And then occasionally drop there's been a few times where I drop under that from, you know, when I was hurt with things. And I remember I went to the 270s for a little bit, but I'm always like now between 285, 290 for the most part. So, I mean, it takes time. It's just consistent training and eating. It's just, and then once you get that, you know, but your genetics play a role in that, on how far you are past your natural genetic potential of like maintaining a certain weight, or you got to make sure you're eating those calories consistently. You know, I've got that metabolism where I can go either way. I can go overweight. Like I come from a fat family on my dad's side, and my mom's side was more of a leaner side. So like that's where I think I kind of fall. I can like a mesomorph where I can put on size easily and lose fat easily. But I got to work for both, if that makes sense. And then if I just take it easy, I just stay kind of, you know, but which I do like. I think that is a good mix. Turmeric is absolutely great for inflammation. And turmeric is actually absorbed even better when you use it with black pepper. So if you sprinkle turmeric and put turmeric on your meals, put a few little hits of black pepper on it. I forget the percentage. It's ridiculous. So how much more of turmeric you absorb and use better, more efficiently from adding black pepper. Yes, I've heard Moxley talk about it as well. And guys, this is all stuff everyone deals with the same thing up there, all in just a little different ways. I didn't get to meet Big Daddy V. I always liked Mabel when I was a kid, man. Looking at some questions here. I don't remember how many calories I ate at 21 years old. I honestly don't remember. I'm drinking a black coffee, and I got my water and my Feed Me More Nutrition Hungry logo shaker bottle there. These are free on feedmemore.com as your free gift for all of August. Yes, a vegetarian can gain muscle. I'm vegan. I suggest if you're vegetarian, you go full vegan. It's much better for you. And vegetarian is, with all the dairy, is contributing to a lot of inflammation and animal cruelty and killing still. So if you're going to do it, go all the way. Don't half-ass anything. Go all in, go all out with whatever you do. Jake says, do you think some wrestling fans tend to hate way too much? Absolutely. And that carries on. That's just society in general. They're not aware. And, you know, you forget, I've done a lot of reading, a lot of self-development and things. Majority of people don't do anything. Majority of people don't even read a book a year. You know, I read, I can't even tell you. I go through multiple books a week. Like, and I'm constantly trying to learn and process information and apply it and better myself. We all have positive and negative thoughts. The majority, and I'll say with wrestling fans, they're stuck in a negative mindset to begin with. So they don't know anything else other than to talk about what they don't like. And unfortunately, the key with social, this is why I say I'm never going to change their mindset. Now, I could talk about my mindset, and the people that watch go, look, I think that, that's something I need to do. And they apply themselves, and they start incorporating a healthier, positive mindset. And you catch yourself when you're getting negative, because we all get negative at different points, but you catch it and you get out of it as quickly as possible. They don't realize that what they're doing is just contributing further to a worse life on that. But the key is that's their problem. And that's why I block it. If I see it, I just block it. I don't even deal with it, and I don't hate them. It's not going to enter my world, and I'm not going to allow it to affect me or anything that I'm doing, because I know the work that I put in daily, and I know that mindset, and I know how poisonous and how destructive it is. And I don't even argue with these people. That's why I think arguing online, because the haters, you're literally stopping your day to go and try to convince somebody of something that you already know is true. It doesn't matter. I don't care what they think. Like, waste your time some more. And I go about because I look at my time as very valuable. And that's why, and I just don't ever want to it's just recognizing that. And that's where unfortunately, you get a lot of hate in that. And the more TV time you have and the more successful you are, the more hate you get. And that's why I get a lot of hate, because I was very successful. And they hate that on that. And they hate it with anybody. But the thing is, you know who and what you are. And I will never allow anyone of that level of on that low vibrating level frequency to ever stop me from being happy and doing what I do, because it's an endless factory line that I'll have to sit on replying all day long. You know what I'm saying? Just block and move on, and just don't even want them in my world. And that's why I stress, I don't hate it. Me blocking you is never a thing of I hate you. It's just clearly you're not happy. If my content doesn't make you happy and it triggers a negative response out of you, that's okay. I'm just not going to deal with it, and you don't have to see me anymore. And now we both win, right? But a lot of them look at blocking as a negative thing. And I don't look at blocking as a negative thing. That's the other, I look at it as keeping me in a very positive state of mind, in a workflow, that hungry mindset where I'm not allowing their negative energy to distract me from the things that I need to do. But they're very negative at times. But there's also a lot of love and positivity. But everyone's going to have their opinion. You see, they just don't realize that stressing their negative opinion over and over and over isn't going to benefit them at all. Do I have any interesting facts about myself? I don't know. Thank you very much, Leah. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you coming by always. Yeah, the haters are always going to be there. The key is just living your life. And if you guys look, go follow Tom Brady. There's people, I will occasionally click and just see one comment, and I just block a person and move about my day, because I feel like I accomplished something very well of preventing a future hater from coming to my page. And I think it's going to be funny at some point if they go to my page and they're blocked. I'm like, wait, Ryback blocked me. Why? It's because I see people. Tom Brady could post something inspirational or funny, and then you'll have people that are so obsessed and hateful to him. You've never won a Super Bowl. I'm just thinking no, he's won a lot of them, guys. And then they have excuses. They're arguing amongst each other. And I just go, what a horrible way to live your life. But that's their life. The key is you post your content and then you go live your life. I'm not a fan, too, of getting too engaged in the comment outside of what time you dedicate to it. It's post, acknowledge a little bit, and then go live life and keep moving. That's it. I understand the formula and very happy. So, but a lot of people don't understand that. But that's what comes with it, with that stuff. When you live your life and do stuff, the people, they're always going to, That's what they're going to do. And with it is love and stuff, but the key is not to get caught up in it either way. Know who and what you are and go live your life and just keep working and just do the things that you want to do. And you can't, it's like, look at fighters. Fighters have to deal with like a lot of this stuff with people, even if they win, you got people telling them, though, they got lucky, you suck, you didn't win. It's just an endless game there's billions of people on the planet. The majority of them have very little self-development. So they're in a constant state of negativity and fear and hate. And it's just looking for distractions to talk shit all day long to fill their life. And it's like, that's not going to change as a whole. The key is just blocking it out, use it for the good, have your interactions with good people, and then just keep doing your life and keep living life and know what you're trying to do each day and get that work done. And that's what I remind myself. I go, what do I need to get done today? Let's get all that done. We're never going to let them stop me from getting anything done. Have I ever been to Savannah, Georgia? I think we wrestled there with WWE before, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say very early on, maybe 2012, 13-ish. I don't think I've been there a lot. I've been there. If I've been there, it's been only a couple times to Savannah. But I didn't grow up. I lived in McDonough, Georgia for a year, just outside of Atlanta when I was at Deep South Wrestling, which I was actually there. Jody Hamilton, which unfortunately he passed away. Jody was the owner of that school. That was great. I'll have to talk about more. I'll talk about more of that in my book. What a crazy year that was. Jody was an interesting individual. Yeah, definitely invest your time and energy in the right people, and that will do the same. And that's why I do a lot of this. And I see a lot of the people here that I can interact with, and I remember you guys. And I think it's better to form real relationships at this level doing that. And this is beneficial because this is beneficial for everybody, for me, my brand, and for helping people. And that's why I like doing these, where sometimes too, like social media, there's so many platforms too. I can't sit there and message people all day long. I won't be able to live my life and get anything done. Right. And I'm not a fan of that. I think I don't enjoy it. And I don't think it's healthy to be stuck on and having to go. I get my morning social work done. And then from there, it's periodically check in a couple different things, maybe make some post here or there, but I've got a pretty good schedule of the way I've got things outlined and living my life and getting things done. And when I'm away from my phone and just working, and even tonight, I got some stuff going on. I'm not going to be using my phone, going to be away from it. And like nice, healthy breaks along the way, but where I continuously am getting the work done. And then in the free time I could spend here and there, but not getting too caught up in that, because I just never let it take away from the time that we could be spending in the real world that will be more beneficial for us. And it's a balance. How many times did I win the WWE championship? 17-time champion over here. They may not acknowledge any of them, but 17 times, I believe, is the official count. Yes, I've been in Chicago. I've been to Chicago many times. Thank you. I'm a big fan of Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda reminds me of Sophie, and so it makes me smile. That is not true on the vegetarian. How do I get my protein? Go to feedmemore.com and go to our blog section under the menu, and then click on the nutrition blogs, and then read. We have several blogs on how to do a vegan diet, high protein vegan foods. You just have to simply just do a little bit of reading and start educating yourself on the protein foods. It's very easy. I eat a very high protein diet on the vegan diet very easily. It is so easy now. It is easier than eating how I used to eat. And it's so much healthier. Every meal fuels you and you get healthier. Like every day I feel healthier and healthier. I watch my endurance improve. I'm like, this is, man, and just watch. I'm going to continue, I feel like, to improve and get younger and healthier. And as you'll see, the proof is in the pudding, and it's going to come in with the performance aspect of things too, which I'm very confident in based off where I'm at right now. Just got to get this shoulder just a little better. This is going to be another big week of scar tissue. I still got a big piece in this front part right here that we broke up so much already, but I could feel it, and it kind of is restricting. Like it's close. Like I could tell it's getting ready based on all the work we did last week, and they're going to do more dry needles with stim on it. I think this could be like, I think the next few weeks are going to be really big weeks for me, because once that breaks, and then my scapula was stuck from my trap and on my side, once that breaks free, it's the grinding's gone, I believe, and then it's game time. So we're on the final areas of the scar tissue, and I'm pretty excited. It's just so much work. Like I got to go do the softball again right after this, real quick, and then do it again before bed. I have been staying up late, going to bed much later than I normally do because I'm doing the softball so much, even before I go to bed. You're right. I never will be John Cena in the ring. I will be the big guy, Ryback, one of a kind. See, but like Jeffrey, I'll block, and I don't hate Jeffrey, but I just think Jeffrey has a very this. Why? What are you trying to achieve on that? You know. But I don't hate Jeffrey. I just think Jeffrey's in the wrong place and distracting himself, and I think there's a good chance his parents both have Down syndrome and they reproduced. Thank you very much, Sammy. I don't know. Hold on. Let me see. I have been to Leeds. I've wrestled there many times. Richie Rich, good question here, buddy. Shout out, Mr. Ryback. I take meds for depression. What would be your advice on how to not let depression beat you down? Everyone, and I don't know what your situation is or what is caused. I think depression and sadness, there's levels to all this. And I think activity and movement, and not feeling sorry for yourself. I think mindset plays a big role in all of this. I see a lot of people that get on the meds, and I can see they get worse. And it almost puts them in just a zombie-like state. I think doing things, I think working out and finding things that you're passionate about. And so you start training every day, and that releases endorphins. You start doing things and moving. And but that comes with mindset and reading and learning about self-development and mindset. And one of the main things that all healthy, successful people have in common is they don't have a victim mentality, where they don't feel sorry for themselves. So you refuse to let the sadness or depression dictate your life. And that's mindset. And a lot of people don't want to hear that. But and I've dealt with severe instances that would have crippled the majority of human beings. So I don't feel sorry for people for things on that end, because I think, and I understand there's levels, and this isn't like coming down on you, but you have to take control and go, I'm not going to let life make me its bitch in a negative way. Life is, we're born and we die. And there's a lot of great things that happen, and there's a lot of bad things that happen. The longer we live, we're going to experience more of both. And depending on our mindset, there's levels to what we experience as well. And the key is, and it's not easy, and I know, is shifting out of negative, depressing moments into positive quickly. But that comes with work and learning about positivity in our mindset and doing things and staying active and not sitting still. When we sit still and just stuck in our thoughts, you got to do stuff. So you got to look at, what do you enjoy? Maybe it's joining a class, an activity. And in that, you meet somebody that you have a good relationship with, and you have conversations with that make you feel good. So you start finding things to implement into your day that are by default going to put you in a good mood, because you're being productive. And that where I'm getting at with this is, the more productive we are, the more successful we are in life, the happier we typically are. Because if we are successful in something, we feel good. And by that, there's different levels of success. You could go to a Muay Thai class and just have a very good class, a successful class. You feel very productive. It releases endorphins. You feel that your purpose in that day has been achieved, and it causes you to be relaxed and not stressed, and because you're exerting yourself. So that's where physical activity, in whatever way, shape, or form, there's little things you could do and implement into your day that are going to give you a fighting chance, because I believe we all deal with depression and sadness, and I know there's levels to all this in different ways. And I needed a 5-disc fusion and shoulder replacement at 34. I walked away. Let this sink into. I walked away from a multi-million-dollar contract. How many people do you know that would have done that? And then on top of that, I watched a bunch of negative lies get pushed out by said company. I don't have that money from that, right? I go and I'm launching a supplement company. I wrestled for 2.5 years against doctor's orders to help fuel to get the company to where I need it, while needing a back fusion, 5-disc fusion, and shoulder replacement in crippling pain. I didn't let it stop me because I didn't feel sorry for myself. A lot of people would have got caught in alcohol and pain pills. I did the opposite. No. And I dealt with it. But I dealt with it through physical activity and staying busy to the best of my ability, and rehab on my shoulder and back every day, and all this scar tissue work and seeing these people. I keep myself busy. So I'm not sitting there, because I have to deal with people. Oh, no wrestling promotion wants Ryback. Ryback sucks. He's not this. They don't know anything. And I just say, what do I need to get done? Keep doing what I'm doing. And then eventually my success will take care of everything, as it always has, because I know how to do the work. And so and what I'm getting at is, you have to find what your thing is and start getting productive, my man. And again, I'm a big believer. Also, fix our food, we fix our mood. You got to take a look at what your diet is in different situations and what you're putting in your body. Cilantro, bananas are fantastic for improving mood. They've been shown to improve mood with that. Cutting up some fresh organic cilantro with your meals, putting a banana or two in your diet every day, switching to a more plant-based diet is going to honestly make a world of difference on that. And in a year from now or 6 months from now, you look back and go, I can't believe that you come off your medicines. I can't believe I even, that you don't know unless you try. But if you just sit and, I think a lot of people this is like the Shell Shock Extreme Fat Burner deal. Whether I tell people, don't buy it if you're not willing to do the work. It's our best seller. All the ingredients are proven to increase your metabolism. It's proven. But if you just take it and don't do any work and you eat more junk, it's not going to do anything for you. And I think sometimes people, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm going to go take a pill for this, and it's going to just take away all my problems. And oftentimes what happens is it makes people way worse. You know why? Because you don't do anything. It's all about doing the work regardless. It doesn't mean you're not depressed. I'm not saying it's not real. I know depression is real. The key is are you going to get up and move? And then people go, it's not easy. I don't want to. Well, that's on you then. You got to fix your mindset while you're lying there frozen. Maybe start reading and listening to audiobooks. You got to start, but it takes work. And that's what separates individuals. And if not, man, at the end of the day, if you just choose you don't want to do any of it, it's your life and you got to live with it. Nobody else. It's you. So you got to take control of, like, I don't want my brain. I don't want to feel like this anymore. You got to find ways to move, in as little as it is. But that's my advice on it. And that's coming from somebody who's overcome a lot of very negative situations and things that I think would have really, really destroyed pretty much the majority of other people. Baby Steps. What About Bob? That's another movie. Watch What About Bob. Laughing too is great. That's why I post a lot of humorous, funny memes, because laughing is one of the greatest cures too for illnesses and for depression and things. And it gets you in that feel good mood. That's why I share that stuff, even if some of it's sexual. Like, I don't give a shit. That's how we all got here. People need to wake up, and some of that stuff too. But laughing is key. You're welcome, Daniel. And that's not like a negative, like talking, like that's just, let's go. Get the hungry mindset and let's go. The The WWE tables, everything, nothing. That's all real, legit. I don't know where. I've never heard of that cardboard stuff. All right, guys. With that, we're going to wrap up today's show. Feed Me More Nutrition, available on feedmemore.com. You can get your orders in on there. You can save 20% with discount code Ryback Show 20. You get a free Feed Me More Nutrition Hungry Shaker bottle, guys. Just go to the website, add it to your cart after you select whatever supplements you're going to get. You'll get a pop-up after you add your first supplement asking if you want to get the free gift. Just click that box. The shaker bottle will be added to your cart for free. So take advantage. Free premium shaker bottles, guys, given you as my free gift to you for buying the best supplements on the planet. And then 20% with discount code Ryback Show 20, Ryback Show 20, feedmemore.com. Have a great evening, my friends. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully, and stay hungry. Feed me more.